what to do when it hurts really, really bad. What to do when you have a terrible day. What to do when you have a terrible moment with your retroactive jealousy. Those moments that you just feel like you're lost, that you're stuck, that there's no way out, that you're at the lowest low you could have ever gotten. I'm sure it's happened to everybody out there at some point. If it hasn't, sorry to say, it will. It's part of the process. It will. I went through that many times. It's not pleasant, but there are ways to cope. There are ways to deal with it, and there are ways to flip it and use these really bad moments and really bad days to our advantage when we're going through retroactive jealousy. So that's what this video is going to be all about today. And before we get started, if you could take a quick moment and smash that like button so we can activate YouTube's algorithm and get this video out to more people that need to see it. And also part of the healing process to these retroactive jealousy thoughts have a lot to do with mindfulness, okay, and practicing relaxation. And I'd like to help you with that, which is why I have a free mindfulness meditation MP3 that you can download today that will be, I think, very, very beneficial for you in getting over these thoughts and the situation altogether, calming that anxiety. So I'll leave the link in the description below. So before you go today, make sure you pick up your free copy of the MP3 meditation. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So in these, the worst parts, and I'm thinking right now like of my worst part, and you'll never forget it when you have it. And mine was in August of 2017, and it was nighttime, and I just remember pain all throughout my chest, pain all throughout my throat, just almost paralyzing, unable to breathe. I remember I worked that night, and I asked a colleague of mine, like, do you ever feel just like this tight pain in your chest? Like you maybe not know what it is, but you're having trouble breathing. And he kind of looked at me like, he's like, when my wife was like giving birth, I had that feeling, you know, and he's like, but no, I'm okay now. I'm like, oh, okay. And I just remember going home that night, and the pain got worse and worse and worse. And I was getting all these thoughts, and I just kept exploring thoughts, trying to rationalize them, thoughts about my partner's past, rationalize them, come to terms with them. And the pain just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And I remember it was around like 9 or 10 o'clock, and I was so excited because I got to go to bed. I got to go to sleep. And for me, the pain went away when I went to sleep. Sometimes I'd have dreams, but usually not while I went to sleep. And that night I had dreams. And so the pain continued in my sleep. And I remember waking up the next day and like, sorry for, TMI, but like I had saliva like all over running down my face. My eyes were just, crap all over my eyes just from like blinking and my eyes watering. And, I don't know if I'm talking in my sleep or just spitting up in my sleep, but I had like bite marks on my tongue. Just a lot of, again, sorry TMI, but just, it was a very rough night. And I slept through the night, but I just had very, very painful, vivid dreams, retroactive jealousy dreams. And I remember getting up, just waking up and just feeling all that pain inside me. It did not go away. It's there. And here's another day, and I don't see the end of it. Where's the end? And I remember getting up out of my bed, and I walked into the bathroom. I looked at myself in the mirror, and I saw what I looked like. And I felt that pain. And that thought went through my head of, first time ever I ever got this thought in my entire life. I can now see why people commit suicide, because I will never be able to get over this. I will never be able to get out of these thoughts. And that realization was very scary for me, because before I was always a happy-go-lucky guy and just always kind of like, what, not understanding, mental illnesses and things like that, because I never had them myself. I was very ignorant to that. I'll be completely honest. Thinking like, oh, how come people are sad? How come people are this? How come people are that? I'll never be that. I'll never be that. Yeah, no, I want to live my life to the fullest. And so in that moment, it was just a lot of stuff, right? A lot of realizations, a lot of almost a kick in the teeth saying, well, how about now? How do you think about it now? How do you feel about it now? And so it was a lot. But in that moment, I thought this would be the only way that I could make this pain go away. And it was just a few minutes after that moment where and luckily the moment for me didn't last too long, but it was in that moment where I realized I'm not going to end my life. Like I'm no let me get up, let me do this, let me fight this, let me figure out what I got to do, and even if I have to do it every single day for the rest of my life, I'm going to do it every single day for the rest of my life. And that would be my first piece of advice in these lowest of low moments, is to not give up. Not give up. Again, these parts, these times that hurt the worst are the most important parts of your journey in overcoming retroactive jealousy. I almost think of it as like a test, like, if you believe in some higher power, a test to see, a test from the universe to see how bad do you really want this? Do you really want this? Like, your body's just flooded with adrenaline, and there's so much pain, and the universe is looking down and said, if you want it, take the brass ring and go. But if not, we'll see what you do in this moment. Like, this is the test. And I remember in that moment, and you might have felt this way too, when you're feeling your lowest of lows, like there is so much adrenaline in your system. That painful feeling that you get from these thoughts, or just maybe it's just general pain and anxiety that you have now because you've had so many, you got to understand that that's all adrenaline. It's adrenaline running through your body. And when you have so much adrenaline in your body, you're in that fight or flight mode, that survival mode. And so you're just very tuned in to almost kind of what's going on around you, in a sense, in the sense that you feel like there won't be a tomorrow. Like you cannot see forward in life, that, it's very hard to be like, well, I feel like this now, but in an hour, I'll be okay. You can't see that far into an hour. I can relate it if you're someone who gets nervous, like giving big speeches, or if you get nervous in like job interviews or something like that, or, some big life thing, maybe, like, it's very hard for you to see after that. Like all you can see up until is like your job interview or that speech, and everything else afterwards, you cannot even picture it or imagine it. It's like it doesn't even exist. And that's how it is with RJ when you're just, feeling your worst upon worst upon worst, is you cannot see an hour from now. You can't see tonight. You can't see tomorrow. You can't see a month from now. You just can't, like, you're stuck right now, and you're just stuck. But that's an illusion. That's 100% an illusion. It's again, it's fear. It's that, not necessarily fear. I mean, it's fear, but it's the fight or flight. It's that survival mode instinct that's blocking out your ability to think any further than in this moment. But the fact is, there is a tomorrow. There is a tomorrow. There is a tonight. There's going to be a moment when you're lying in your bed, looking up at the ceiling, going to sleep. There's going to be a time a week from now where you've put in a bunch of steps in this process, and you've had a lot of ups and downs, but there will be a next week where you're going to look back and say, man, I'm so thankful that I went through these steps. I'm so thankful that I didn't give up through this process. And I mentioned this in a video the other day. A quote that really changed the way I looked at retroactive jealousy is do something now that your future self will thank you for. And we're so, conditioned to make ourselves feel good right now in this moment, do whatever we can right now in this moment to feel good, even if it means in the future we look back and be like, I regret doing that. I should not have done that. And so start kind of tuning your mind to think about the future you. What can you do now or not do now, right? That your future self will look back and say, oh, I'm so glad I didn't do that. Oh, thank goodness. I'm feeling much better, and I did not do what I wanted to do, or I did that, and so I'm feeling much better. That's really the key when it comes to this. And in these moments, the worst upon worst upon worst moments, is to not give up and understand that These are the most important turning points in your journey with retroactive jealousy, because if you keep on your path and keep going, even if it's the worst day of your life, if you just keep trotting on, because again, there's going to be an end to it. It's going to end. The day is going to end. I promise you. And if you can stay on that path, not give up, that's going to start being the turning point. That's going to be turning point for you in your journey. And like I said, my worst upon worst moment, that moment where suicide was going through my mind, that was my turning point. That was when I said, no, I'm going to conquer this thing. I'm not going to let this take over my life. Absolutely not. I'm not going to let this take over anything. Absolutely not. I'm locked in, and let me take this thing down. Let me grab the bull by the horns, see what I got to do, and let me just do it. And let me just do it. Let me just do it. And I just took back control. I didn't let those thoughts go down that way anymore. I grabbed the thoughts and I again took them down. I shook them. And I said, no, I'm in control of my thoughts. I'm in control of my mind. I'm in control of this situation. And you know what? I'm going to start putting in the work and getting over this thing. And it might take a month. It might take 90 days. It might take 100 days. It might take 2 years. But I don't care. I'm going to continue to put in the work every single day. I'm going to live my life to the fullest of my ability, despite how I'm feeling, and conquer each day to the best of my ability. I'm going to make sure every night when I'm going to sleep at night, I look back on my day and say, man, I'm so glad I did this today. I'm so glad I kept on my path today. I kept on my journey. I kept fighting through it. I had some ups and downs today, but at the end of the day, I'm laying in bed. I survived it, and there's going to be a tomorrow, and I'm going to get after it again tomorrow. And so again, these moments, the worst moments, see them as a good thing. See them as a good thing. Know it's part of the process. Know it's just a test. And know this is the moment where you're coming to that other side. You're climbing those walls, getting to the other side, getting out of retroactive jealousy. And again, it all has to do how you act in those moments. They are extremely, extremely important. And I know you can do this. And I know you can push through. And I know that you will make it to the other side. So I hope you enjoyed this video today. I hope it resonated with you and helped you out. If you did enjoy it, can you please support the growth of this channel and smash that like button below. Also, please take the time to subscribe to the channel if you have not already done so, and you can click the notification bell so you're alerted when I post a new video. And also, if you are somebody that is stuck and is suffering from retroactive jealousy, these obsessive, intrusive, unwanted thoughts about your significant other's past, and you need some extra help, again, feel free to please check out the links in the description below. Right now, I have my 7-day Retroactive Jealousy Road to Freedom Accelerator program that is available to you. If you'd like to sign up, I would love to personally help you get back to feeling wonderful again in your life and in your relationship. I also have monthly coaching programs down there that I can help you out one-on-one. So just go ahead and please check all that out in the description if you do have time right now. And then also one more thing before you go, make sure you download it because it's free for you. That free meditation for calming anxiety is available for you free also down there in the description. So thank you once again, everybody, for watching, and see you in the next video.